got, Jeremy?
Yeah, what's next?
What's going on, bro?
I got so many things and stuff. What about Oh, I got local.
Yeah, what's
up with
local in the local.
Oh, wait, hold up. We need
local news. You got
local news noise real quick here. Let me speed that up for you.
Thanks. A little, yeah. Oh yeah.
Local newsreel.
Local newsreel. There it is. Woo-hoo! The local train's coming. The local news train's coming down the tracks, folks. Today in local news. Anyways, there's in Tacoma there's a mural program.
Yeah.
Right. It's called the Tacoma Mural Project. Is what it's called.
Uh-huh.
And
sponsored by the city.
Yeah, sponsored by the city, and there's a roster of mural artists, and every summer they're contracted to paint a mural on a wall that always gets graffiti on it, or is dilapidated or something to make it look better.
In places that haven't had a mural before, so they're like bringing art into places that are usually just tags. Or
yes, yeah.
And these aren't just like people that volunteer and shit. It's like you got to go through a process to like win the bid and everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to show artistic merit.
Right.
What you've done before.
Old dude is like, hey, I can paint a big smiley face on there.
I got it. Let's put a bunch of little kids' hands on there. Yeah. With a mountain in the middle and a nothing. So Mindy Barker is a local artist, right?
Uh-huh.
And she did this mural, and in the mural project, like it's the goal. My goal in it is to have murals that are like different and like trying to get progressive, like thinking of something, thinking outside the box style.
More contemporary, more modern art.
Yeah,
more like...
yeah. More like it's not just a picture of the streetlight that's next to it. You know.
Right.
Look,
So
I painted the Tacoma Dome on the side of this building.
Exactly. But so Mindy Barker did a great one this summer, and it just said yes on it, super big, right?
Super dope.
And then it had a whole bunch of designs that were just wacky, and it's her style though, like it matches her fine art.
It looked like a giant one of her paintings.
Yeah, it looks exactly like one of her paintings. And then in the middle of it is a huge elk head, right? And so he just got done probably 2 months ago, and then one of the taggers just came and did a big bubble letter throw up on it, right?
Yeah.
Like just right first thing, you know? And that
which first of all, I'll throw my 2 cents in.
Yeah.
That there's a million blank walls in this city.
Yeah.
There's a million blank walls in this city, and like you want to write your name on a wall, I support it. I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think go for it. But to choose a wall that's already a piece of art and already decorated, is just ridiculous, and it's
sad.
The complete wrong direction.
There's no, it's not. What are you doing? Like why?
Like your name in bubble letters is better than this person's.
Yeah, and it's not
work.
Yeah, and it's not.
But you can see because most taggers are like younger kids. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, they're probably doing art of some kind aside from tagging too. It's probably how they got into tag because they draw or paint or do something.
Yeah.
Right. And they see the shit on the wall that the city's paying someone to do, and blah blah blah. And kind of the same thing like along the lines that you're saying, where you're trying to keep it progressive. Like because a lot of the murals that these kids see are like old style. And they're like they don't have a lot of respect for that.
Like that's corny. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like, look, we have all these people, we're out every single night painting the city, like, give us something, and then we see the stupid stuff that you, like, condone, I can totally see the attitude that one of these kids would have, where, like, I'm just going to tag right across that mural.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's exactly what it was, because it came back to me, the whole real story, and the kid that did it was like, well, that's a wall I always tag, and then they did this mural on it, like, to try to stop me.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, yep.
Didn't work, I guess.
Yeah, it was totally, like, because your shit looks like shit compared to this mural, and, like, you're vandalizing this building. It's always going to get buffed. Nobody's going to be stoked on your bubble letters on their building that they didn't ask you to do. Ever.
Ever.
So don't act like and to act that ownership part is so weird to me. Like, and I've already been through it. I'm just old now.
Yeah.
Like, I've already been the shithead kid, you know, a lot of times, you know?
Right.
And, like, when you think back to a kid, like, the mistakes you made as a kid, and, like, your attitude towards stuff. Like, we used to go around and shoot out windows with BB guns.
Just because you thought it was funny.
Yeah, it's funny. It's fun. And, like, that guy handed me this BB gun, you know? Like, I don't...
And never once do you think, like, oh, that just cost that dude $300.
Cost that dude some cash when he didn't do anything to me.
Uh-huh.
We could be shooting out windows of people I hate their guts. And then it would be worth it.
But would it, though, even then?
Yeah.
He's got a window map. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a window map.
It'd be good.
He knows where all the windows are.
Oh, it'd be great. It's just you're not smart enough to think that way.
And we're too lazy to go actually buy a BB gun.
Yeah, I'm not trying to go outside either.
Yeah. It's cold
Yeah,
and
sure.
raining and shit.
And so, that definitely brings in a whole, it brings in a whole level of ethics, because I'm a street artist. Jeff's done street art. Jeremy, you've done street art. We all do street art. And there's a level of ethics you can apply where you have to question, is this going to be appreciated? Is somebody going to enjoy this? Is this actually adding an element of life or creativity to an otherwise dead or vacant space? You know, and then you have an area where you have a professionally painted mural that was actually pretty cool and pretty progressive. It was like a different thing.
It was a different thing. It wasn't corny.
It wasn't a horse-drawn carriage.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It was totally different.
I was stoked on it.
And,
I think that's why I'm so, like, mad about it. Not really mad, but, like, bummed.
Yeah.
I got bummed.
It is.
Like, you'd hope that you could recognize the difference between that and one of the old school whack ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just didn't even think about that getting tagged.
Yeah.
Like, in my life.
Who would take that? It's so
yeah.
cool.
Like, it's brand new and it's cool.
Yeah, and modern.
And there's a whole bunch of stuff all around there. All around that whole area. There's right next to where he did it is just a blank wall on that same wall.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it that it wasn't his, like, he's making a point, but he wasn't making a point when his crew's calling me and telling me, you want us to punch his face? You know? And I'm like, no, don't punch his face. Just tell him he's a douche and not to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And, it's a level of disrespect. And then especially when, the general public doesn't have a very good understanding of graffiti as it is. It has a pretty bad name. And that's the kind of shit. Like, that's the kind of shit that just keeps that bad name going.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, yeah, all the graffiti kids are the ones that are over here tagging over our public art.
Yeah. And we just paid for it as the city.
People have, on the internet, there's pictures of all, the tag, and then there's, like, pictures of that dude. You got pictures of the dude wiping it all off and shit, And so, like, those pictures are floating around, and so there's comments underneath wherever those are posted and shit, and hell of them are going to be like, those stupid fucking kids, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, all day long.
Yep.
And it just perpetuates the whole thing.
Bouncing back into that, like you just mentioned, Jeff, they have anti-graffiti coating. They put
Yeah,
the coating
I was going to
keep
keep going to that, yeah.
Yeah.
So they had the anti-graffiti coating on it, and it was a test, because I've never seen it work,
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen it have to work.
Right.
And the one that got tagged last year hadn't been coated yet, because it was too cold when she got done.
Was it one with the swans?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that.
And so they had to repaint that one. But that's not... The thing is, I come from graffiti, so, like, redoing stuff isn't a big deal to me. Like, if you tag my mural, I'm just going to add something right there where your dumb shit was and make it way doper right in that spot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you're just going to make me make my picture better, and I'm down with that. But, and I welcome that. But, the city's paying for it. But, what else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, so they just get the citrus cleaner, and they just wipe it off of that graffiti coating. And it worked. I was like, what? It worked. Because I was kind of like, I don't think it'll really work. But it totally worked.
Yeah, I was skeptical too.
That was cool.
But those photos that I saw looked like it was just like cutting through it like fucking a cleaning solution commercial on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like without affecting the art underneath at all.
Yeah.
It looked pretty good.
I didn't see it. I didn't see anything but that picture though either. He could have been out there for 14,000 hours though.
Yeah, right.
Scrubbing.
Just scrubbing and fresh washing it.
He's actually still out there right
now. Scraping it. Little razor blade. Oh, that's a little razor blade.
Yeah, man, we could go on that.
Yeah, that one could go.
Graffiti ethics, man. That could be a whole show.
Well, that's another thing that a lot of the people that don't know what they're talking about are saying, that like the normal people. Is that what I say?
Sure.
The norms.
Yeah, the norms. They're like
straights.
Uninitiated.
They're like I don't even remember what I was gonna say. Totally forgot it.
Normal people's opinion of graffiti when they see this.
They said, oh, it was comments. I was thinking about comments. I don't know. You gotta keep rolling. When I do this, you gotta just.
It's gone.
Next.
Or you go into the same story, and just you guys go, and then it goes. Ooh.
Well, all right, okay. That kind of triggers something for me. Something I've wanted to talk about for a little while is, what our intentions are, and like what are the intentions of our actions are, and what the ripple effect of our actions are, which basically boils down to karma. Like people are very comfortable saying this word karma, saying karma's a bitch. They have this idea that it's like out to get you, and that's actually entirely not the case. What karma actually means is action. That's all it means, is your action. And so I think the best way that it's able to be understood, kind of simply, is picture that you're in a pool of water, and it's only like, it's a foot deep. You're in this foot deep reflecting pool. It's perfectly still of water. And there's other objects around you. There's other people. There's other things, right? Every splash that you make, every ripple that you make in the water, the waves ripple away from you, and they bounce off of shit, and it comes back at you.
Yeah.
That's what karma is. That's what our actions do. And so, as you say, karma's a bitch, maybe your actions are a bitch.
Uh-huh.
If like the same thing of karma can be an absolute blessing, and then like an absolute divine blessing. So anyway, that's just, it gets me when people have this idea of thinking like literally you do one bad thing and then that one bad thing is going to come back at you. It isn't quite like that because the water distorts it, the field that it's in distorts it and ripples it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more about intention. And so like where this graffiti writer's intention of, if you're writing on something and you're like, hey, I'm getting up, but I'm also making this city hipper and cooler, and I'm like putting my name on it and this and that, like the intention of that act is going to ripple out. And it's going to bounce back at you of like this welcoming kind of, art encouraging feeling.
Well, I don't think so, man. He could have had that intention and is still getting all this negative publicity and getting whitewashed on the fucking
I'm doubting
internet.
that was his intention. I'm doubting that his intention is actually like, I'm going to make this cooler. I think it was kind of vindictive.
Oh,
Especially after he was saying,
being a dick.
Yeah, he was being a dick.
On that
purpose.
one instance.
Right.
Yeah.
For
And
sure.
A lot of times these kids are. But so, I guess my main point being is that intention isn't everything, but it matters a hell of a lot. Like what we are actually putting our energy towards into our actions will determine what that ripple effect coming back is.
Oh yeah, no, I'm totally with that, but like the thing is, your intention can be whatever it is, but other people are free to interpret how they see it, and so it's like, those waves in the reflecting pond that are running into the other rock or whatever, like, that's a good illustration of like how the relationship works, but as far as like what happens to a person when that ripple gets there, that's different for every person that it gets to, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so it's like,
yeah.
Intention is a lot, and I totally believe in that, but it's also can really be whatever, whoever perceives it, how they perceive it.
Kind of like how it bounces?
Just like...
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Right, just like how I'm saying, like, we could imagine what some of the comments might be underneath some of these photos on the internet, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the result of one of these ripples, you know what I'm saying? And, in this case, I'm sure we all agree it was, like, a negative intent,
Yeah.
But yes, I hear what you're saying, that even if he was completely like, I'm going to make this better, I'm
like
really
he's
going
totally
to contribute to
delusional and
society.
he thought that it was going to get more awesome this way.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, the effect would likely
the effect
still be
is
the
like,
same.
that little fucking kid, fuck that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So, but that's, intent, I guess, would be picked up by, someone who's being a little more perceptive or a little more open to seeing even thinking what the intent might have been, you know what I'm saying?
And also if the person is acting in true and pure intent, like actually checking in with their higher selves and not just, saying, oh, I'm going to make, saying I'm going to make this shit better, but then thinking and feeling on the inside, fuck this mural, I'm writing my name on it,
up.
Yeah. Like, so there's a different thing too, that we can trick ourselves into thinking what our intention is. We can tell ourselves we're doing it for one reason, and the real underlying feelings behind it are entirely different.
Yeah, fully.
I'm good at that.
Oh, good. Good to know.
That's good to know. Oh, anyways, we're back.
We're back.
What I was saying that the people that don't do graffiti were saying,
Uh-huh.
we shouldn't go back like this ever, is that they
note.
all think that there's these rules. Like, there's 3 times or 4 times in that one stream, people were saying, I thought there was rules where graffiti guys can't go on murals. I'm starting not to believe that.
Yeah,
You're like,
you should.
every single graffiti person? Is that what did you just say that's one thing?
Right.
Because from heroin addict to college graduate, like
to
there's
fine art.
everything, every way. Like, no, you can't put one rule on it. That's a general rule. Like, it's a general rule, and a lot of people go by it. But you can't say all graffiti writers do anything.
No.
I'd say more of a rule, and maybe like a code. It's that like code of ethics.
Yeah.
But and so there is that. But then every time you say that, every time somebody were to say, "Hey, there's a certain code of ethics," there's some punk out there that's like, "There are no rules to this game."
That's what I was saying. Like, why are you telling me?
Game?
You're not telling me. You don't know nothing about my life.
Yeah.
Boom. You don't know nothing about my life but my name, bitch. Yeah.
And just as for every act of street art / graffiti has a little different intention setting anyway. Somebody's truly thinking about, spreading art, and somebody's truly thinking about scribing a window and vandalizing a storefront.
Yeah.
It's totally different. It's totally different where it comes from.
Yeah. I get that.
And man, some of these kids, if they would just, use that
focus. Yeah. Does it?
Take where you painted here, like right on this fresh brick, like right in front of this business. Do it like just around the corner on that dumpster. Totally dope. Like that's totally cool.
Yeah.
But anyway,
don't tell me where to put my name.
There ain't no rules to this game.
Ain't no rules to this game. Wow. The thing is, I think. Hold on. I gotta get a couple of these out.
Jeremy's got some gas going over here.
Whoa. Now they're just coming out by themselves.
In our completely professional studio here, we have a little squeaky fart chair going on.
I don't know what I was saying because I got into the farts. Whoa, that does not smell like chocolate.
Dude, you need those pills, man. I could write you a script.
No, dude, that's fucked up. The fart empire. Ding.
Change the subject.
New subject every time.
Who's magic?